Was unbelievably. That game was a very great defensive clinic. Carolina came in, they got the early goal. I actually, funny story about the first period of this game, right before the first goal. Carolina blew yet another power play, and that's something I've been critical of the team. So on Twitter, I tweeted out, hey, what happened to our power play? And then as soon as I tweeted it out, Carolina gets another power play. Thank you, Warren Fogle. And then and then we get the power play goal, and I'm like, well, that tweet aged well, literally a minute from when I tweeted that. So maybe from now on, every time Carolina gets a power play, I'm just going to tweet out what happened to our power play because it seems to work. I mean, we don't get a power play goal for 3 games in a row. This would be going on the fourth, and then we get one right away. And that was yeah, it's just great how well this team played from there. They shut Nashville down. I think the only thing that concerns me a little bit is it felt like Nashville. I don't want to say was probably I would want to say was playing better because they weren't ever really the better team on the ice, but I think it was more so Nashville felt really desperate in this game. And it showed in certain points that Nashville was just playing with a certain desperation to them. They kept driving to the net and everything, and they did very well. Carolina kept drawing they not Carolina. They kept drawing penalties on Carolina. Some of them good calls. I think the one that was a little like, really, you're going to call that, was the Brett Pesce one. That I don't think I wouldn't have personally called the Brett Pesce one. I will say that I'm biased because I'm a Hurricanes fan, and then other than the fact that I'm biased, you have the fact that okay, I'm biased, but I think it was iffy. You could call it a hold. You could not. I do say this as a biased fan. However, I did spend a year refereeing squirt games, so I think I know what I'm talking about here. But that's a joke. I mean, no, I don't. I don't really know hockey, I would say. I just talk about it for fun on YouTube, but that's about it. But back to the rest of the game, and yes, but Carolina could take those penalties this game because that penalty kill is the best performance of the Hurricanes penalty kill all year, including the regular season and in the playoffs. And honestly, that's great. You want your team to be getting better as the playoffs keep going. And the penalty kill and the power play are going to be very important things. And it showed tonight. The power play got us the win. And then the penalty kill kept giving us the win. I would consider about 4 penalty kills the equivalent of a power play goal. And Carolina almost got the 2 equivalent of that with their 7 power play kills. I mean, that was unbelievable because normally even great power plays, if you keep giving the team power plays, which Carolina struggled with, Fogle flipping the puck, delay of game penalty, that was a horrible play. However, Warren Fogle made up for it later in the game. But when you look at the way the Hurricanes penalty kill performed this game, it was like it's just 7 in a row. I don't care who the power player against. If you're able to do that to a team's power play, that really says something about your penalty kill. And I think Carolina might have the best penalty kill in the league, and their power play has already been dangerous. And I will say Carolina's power play slowed down a bit. They're able to get one tonight, and that's honestly really important because you want your special teams to be going, and when players slow down, kind of getting them going a little bit with a power play goal. I think that's more important, not just for this series, but going forward. If Carolina can win the next 2 games, you still want the power play to be hot when we play either the Florida Panthers or the Tampa Bay Lightning. So, yeah, I mean, that's what you want to see from Carolina. Now, I think the penalty kill really stole the show for Carolina. But you got to ask yourself, and then, although one item of note, of course, Jacob Slavin was out this game, and that's unfortunate. You want him to get better, but I think that also shows how tough Jacob Slavin is. He would play last game injured, and he played almost half the game. And then this game, he comes in, to the point where he can't play this game, and he was still able to play not only 21 minutes of the game, but 21 amazing minutes, because Jacob Slavin was Jacob Slavin. It's not like he was missing a step or anything. And I know saying Jacob Slavin was Jacob Slavin is like a no shit moment, but he he didn't lose a single step. And I think that's honestly a great ability for the team. Now, there were some concerning things about this game, and I'm trying to remember what they were. Honestly, I think I'm getting so excited from playoff wins, I'm starting to slur over my words a little bit more because it's just like, oh man, it's playoff hockey. We're getting wins in the playoffs. It's such a great thing to see, and I get so excited. I'm actually talking over my words more than I was used to because a lot of the games after the first, I would say, 20 games of the regular season, a lot of the Hurricanes games didn't matter as much because we knew we were a playoff team. And now we're in the playoffs, and now every game's going to matter for the rest of the season, and it's causing me to slur over my words. But let's move on to the Hurricane of the game. Who would I give it to? And honestly, there's so many people to give it to. Brady Shea did a great job stepping up for Jacob Slavin. Dougie Hamilton, I thought, played well. Jordan Stahl played particularly well. The fourth line, again, Carolina is one of the best fourth lines in the league. Consistently, no matter who's on it, whether it's Lorentz, Martinook, Paquette. Although Paquette's been out for a few games. Martinook, Paquette, Lorentz. What's the guy's name? McCormick, he does well on the fourth line. It's like Carolina's got amazing depth, and I hope they can keep most of those depth pieces. So you have Aho, Jordan Stahl, the fourth line, and Brady Shea. But all of those players played well, but we don't win this game if it's not for Nedeljkovic. Nedeljkovic just shut the door. Of course, the defense, don't get me wrong. Brett Pesce as well. I cannot believe I couldn't go through that without mentioning Brett Pesce, that amazing block on the penalty kill. The penalty kill and the defense helped immensely. But there were saves that Nedeljkovic made tonight that if he let them in, we wouldn't have batted an eye. There was some cross creases that he did a great job stopping. Nedeljkovic was on it tonight, and he got his first career shutout as technically a rookie goaltender because he didn't play enough games last season to not be considered a rookie. So he was stopping cross creases. Nedeljkovic, I felt, earned the game, not even just by getting the shutout, but because it's a good story. It's a rookie goaltender winning his first playoff win. I wouldn't say sloppy, but he was a little. I think he was a little nervous. He kind of let the nerves got to him. This game, he was a little bit more calm, continued to play well, and I think the team rallied around him and wanted to make sure he got his first career playoff shutout in only his second game. So when you look at that, I think just in general, for probably being the rallying cry for this team playing so tight and well defensively to the point where it hurt a lot of their offensive output because they were so focused on shutting the door, I got to give it to Nedeljkovic. He got the shutout, so I got to give it to him. Congratulations to Nedeljkovic, continuing to prove people wrong right at the right time because people were starting to say, oh, he's underperforming. He's not going to be the starting goaltender for us. He's come in off of injured Mrazek and been like, no, I'm going to be that goaltender for the Carolina Hurricanes. And that's exactly the piece that was quote-unquote missing for Carolina, and he's filling in those steps. As much as I like Mrazek, as much as I like Reimer, Nedeljkovic has just really been something else this year. So congratulations to Nedeljkovic. 2 down, 14 to go. If you guys like the content I'm producing on the channel, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. If you guys want to help build a community of Canes fans, share the video, and comment down below what did you guys think about the game. And I'll see you guys for game 3 in Nashville. You're not in trouble until you lose at home, so we got to go in and we got to beat Nashville at home. So once again, 2 down, 14 to go.